name of Christ who comes to us. Amen.
Amen.
So where we live, it's not very easy to see the stars. Beside the brilliant lights of the city of Longview, we also have to cope with a fair amount of moisture in the air. So even when we do see the stars, it is through a veil dimly, right? But some of us have had the great good fortune to see them in places that are high and dry. I used to live in Wairika, and they were very brilliant there. When the moon was big, we loved to go out. That was Aiden's first word. Moon. Aww, okay. And, but when the moon was just a little crescent, oh my gosh, it was an incredible field of glittering, beautiful, countless stars. And you have that sense of what a crowded place, in a sense, the universe is. And at the same time, how very small we are. This is the story we get of Abraham. That when God offers this covenant of love and relationship to Abraham, it is in the context of the wonder of the stars. And later it says that Abraham falls into a deep sleep, and a sense of overwhelm, of fear and dread fills him. This is a common, well, common would be an incorrect word, but this is a noted experience in human beings throughout all cultures. The theologians call it the mysterium tremendum or something like that. It's that sense of overwhelming awe and wonder before God that comes upon us, and often happens in the context of the vast beauty of nature. It is an awareness of belonging to something ever so much greater than ourselves. Paul today speaks about heavenly citizenship. Now, when he's speaking of the heavens, he's not speaking of it in the cosmological way that we may be when we think of all those stars, all those billions and billions of stars, as Carl Sagan used to say. But he is thinking about the great, inexpressible largeness of God. When he talks about the enemies of Christ, he is talking about people who want to make it too small. People who want to make it something they can control. People who want to make faith about observing particular rituals or belonging to a particular clan or being correct in their religious beliefs. They've got a system by which they're going to manipulate God. And Paul is saying, oh no. Oh no, no. That's the opposite of the message of Jesus. The message of Jesus is so big. So very big. And you have this moment of great sadness and tenderness in Jesus. Right after he calls Herod that fox. It's a great moment. I love it when he says that. But there's this brokenheartedness that he has. That he has come to proclaim this message of the greatness of God's love. And he has invited people to find a new way by relinquishing privilege, by welcoming the poor, by coming to God on the basis of God's loving initiative towards us, and not on the basis of our status, or our good behavior, or our right beliefs. calls us, Jesus calls us, Abraham invites us to citizenship in heaven, to belong to a church that is as big as the sky, as big as the universe. Go ahead, try and count those stars. Just try. And yet, the same good news tells us that each planet and each person and even the sparrows are counted and named and beloved of God. They are all gathered under that protective wing of the divine as one. I invite you for just a moment to close your eyes and see a little spinning blue-green globe. We have been given the enormous gift in our lifetimes of seeing holy earth from space. And many of the astronauts who have seen that vision have experienced the mysterium, have experienced that sense of awe and wonder. People who are not particularly religious, who are scientifically oriented in their guts, have had their souls shaken and awakened and deepened by that beautiful little marble spinning in space. So fragile, with its paper-thin atmosphere protecting it like a magic cloak from all that would harm us. A long time ago, a woman named Julian lived in a town called Norwich. And she was not a space traveler, she was a mystic. But she too experienced that mysterium, and she had a vision of a little thing, about the size, she said, of a hazelnut. So fragile, it looked like it might fall apart any moment. And she came to understand that that was a vision of all that is created, held tenderly in the hands of God. I invite us all this Lent to not get bogged down in our disappointment with ourselves or our Lenten practice. We have plenty of opportunities for confession all through Lent. The liturgy is adequately penitential. Go ahead and bring that here. And then let go, friends, because we don't want to get small. We want to get taken up into that largeness that is so much more than ourselves. We want to be part of that divine love, bigger than the universe, participants in this beautiful living planet that is that precious gift held in God's hands. Let us be partners and participants in the loving creative energy of God this Lent. Let us make the time not to knock our knees together, but to wait in awareness upon God so that we may be citizens of that heavenly kingdom. Amen.